The New York Mets won 88 games, and as it turned out, all the Mets...
To avoid a Washington landslide victory, Tim Couch tries to kickstart Cleveland. Can Ricky run past the Young and the Niners? Strike up the band. NFL Primetime is next. Wow. Week 1, week 2, what do we have here? Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson, and welcome to NFL Primetime. Tommy, the whole league is upside down.
We were saying, I can't remember a year starting as funny, unusual, as this one has in the first 2 weeks.
It is wild. We'll get right to the football, but first, for those observing religious holiday Yom Kippur, we wish you the best in this coming year. Now, Week 1 was wild, but as Al Pacino would say, in Week 2, it was a dog day afternoon because the Redskins, who blew a 21-point lead for Norv Turner at home last week against Dallas, were at the New York Football Giants. Stephen Davis is wrapped up, or is he? No, he's not. Shakes Corey Widmer. Tommy, 3 first-quarter touchdowns by Davis. It's 21-0 Skins of the Meadowlands.
Outstanding running effort here from Stephen Davis. Widmer has him wrapped up, but he keeps the legs churning, gets to the outside, and you've got 8 Giants in that pile, so there's only one guy left in between him and the end zone.
Well, Washington has proved that a 21-point lead is not safe. However, Sean Barber shades Kent Graham right here, and he could go all the way. 70 yards, 33-14 the Skins at halftime. The only thing I did wrong, Dan Turk didn't have the kilt on practicing with the band. He tries to get ready for the third quarter. Third quarter, Brad Johnson, second straight strong game. To Michael Westbrook into the end zone, 43-21. Fourth quarter, Johnson for more. This time to Steven Alexander. Oh, man, just down the field, 27 yards. The Redskins score 50 points for the first time since 1991, which, by the way, they were pretty good that year. They won the Super Bowl. The Redskins just doused the New York Football Giants 50-21. Johnson, 20 of 28 for 230 yards. And I tell you what, Tommy, we talked about it last week as you look at the numbers, and it's all Washington. Norv Turner, when he gets to coach a vertical game, and Brad Johnson is a vertical quarterback. What a difference. The Skins now, in 2 weeks, they what? At 35, they have 85 points in 2 weeks. And
great balance provided in the running game with Stephen Davis as well, 126 yards. That balance extends to the defensive side of the ball. As you talk about a team that scores early in the first quarter, Stephen Davis had 3 touchdowns in the first 30 minutes of our football day today. Then the defense can tee off on the offensive line. You realize that the other team's offense can't run the ball in order to try to catch up. And I think as this defense is, certainly they blew a lead last week, but as they learn what this offense can do, I think they will become a better and better defense throughout the year.
If they push the envelope like they did against the Giants, the rest of the league division, has their work cut out for them. 85 points, 613 yards passing in 2 weeks for Brad Johnson when we return on week 2 of NFL Primetime. Junior Seau plays defense, plays offense. This just in, the Chargers played a game. Edgerrin James, best rookie debut in a while. Will he continue it against the Pats?
Hey, Michael, John here. I'm hanging out, having a beer. How come you don't come down?
Man, I'm doing the same thing as you. Why don't you come over here? I mean, the Miller Lite is ice cold and so smooth.
Oh, come on, man. From where I'm sitting, the Miller Lite tastes great.
Yeah, but the women are prettier over here. Trust me on this.
I find that very hard to believe.
And you guys call yourselves detectives.
Miller Lite. Taste the true Pilsner.
We're kind of off duty right now,
Hi.
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 I'm going right by you. Hey, y'all, give me some help. You getting tired? You need some oxygen? All right, come on. Now what? Come on, give me on. Come on. Let's come on. Slow down, baby. Let me train down, Check.
We gotta stop 36. This is our season here, boys.
Come on, guys, now live.
I'm gonna eat you up, big man. I'm gonna eat you up.
Hut.
Meet Cyberbus. and his ball-hawking, tightrope walking, jaw-dropping Jumbotron hogs.
Yeah!
Madden NFL 2000. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking to you today because I just renovated my kitchen, complete with stainless steel fridge, track lighting, Spanish tile floors, and a trash compactor. I'm not asking for much, just a little help in paying it off. Anyone? Sir?
How do you plan on paying for renovations?
Anyone?
A home improvement loan from Conseco can help. Conseco. Step up.
Week 2 Sunday night game on ESPN took on a little different importance than when the schedule came out because the loser of the Jets at Bills game, 2 playoff teams a year ago, would fall to 0-2. And only 2 teams have started 0-2 and made it to the Super Bowl. Highlights, Stuart Scott. Stu?
A ruptured Achilles doesn't mean the Grim Reaper, unless you're in New York. Jets coach Bill Parcells, it's not a funeral. Center Kevin Mawai, we've been shot. Somebody's got to stop the blood from gushing out. And linebacker Brian Cox, it's like when somebody dies. You love them, you miss them, but you got to get on with your life. Life without Vinny. Sorry, the Jets without Vinny. They go with Rick Meyer. 24 more interceptions and touchdown passes in his career. Meyer and the Jets at Buffalo right here on ESPN Sunday night. Second quarter, 4th and goal at the 1, scoreless. Gerald Sowell gets the call. You got nothing. Bills line got penetration. Jets only 74 rushing yards on the ensuing drive. Doug Flutie back to pass. Says, forget this noise. Bro, I got to go. Gets out of the pocket, does what he does best. 5'9", 24-yard carry. Longest run of his career, at least his NFL career. Same drive, Antoine Smith off tackle. Reverses field. Check out the block by Doug Flutie. Smith had 113 rushing yards, but you got to see the block again. Flutie takes on 238-pound linebacker Mo Lewis. Smith would score on the next play. 9:33 left in the third. Doug Flutie is cool as the other side of the pillow. 24-yard touchdown run. His 4th career NFL touchdown. Of course, he had 70 touchdowns in Canada. Jets fall to the Bills 17-3. The Jets are off to an 0-2 start for the 4th time in 5 seasons. So last season's 4 conference finalists, Jets, Broncos, Falcons, Vikings, a combined 1-6 with Atlanta at Dallas Monday night. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Sunday night football next week, Giants, Patriots. Drew Bledsoe outschooled Peyton Manning in week 2. Now gets a chance to outschool the Giants. That's next Sunday right after primetime, 8:15 p.m. Back to you, Boomer.
The Chargers had a bye last week. Already they're in first place in the AFC West alone. Mike Riley looking to pass Don Shula and Vince Lombardi. All-time percentage leader. If he can win, he'd be 1-0. Tommy, Jim Harbaugh, trickery with the Chargers at the Bengals.
Yeah, John Copeland, you see Natron Means, Copeland getting upfield, Means coming inside of him. You don't even have to block the end. You get the touchdown.
13-7, San Diego up. The Bengals lead at 7-0. Jim Harbaugh, there's a big difference with San Diego this year. Jeff Graham, he crackers between 2 defenders, 29 yards, 20-7, lightning bolts. Jeff Blake, well, we've seen this. Look, how fast is Junior Seau through? Gerald Dixon picks it up, rumblin', bumpin', stumbling, touchdown. 28-7, Bulls at the half. Achilles Smith in, Blake leaves with sprained ankle at halftime. Achilles, well, said he didn't know all the plays. That one shouldn't have been in the book. Chalet Dimri with the pick. Achilles 10 of 17, the rookie for 100 yards. Natron means business. Natron, 79 yards. The San Diego Chargers. You know what? They could have this division wrapped up by the autumnal equinox. They're 1-0, couple more buys. Mike Riley, 1-0. I mean, he's the all-time greatest winner in coaching. And Chargers, you know what? They may be much improved.
Let's remember they had the #1 defense in football. You put one other element with that defense. Today it was Natron Means.
Harbaugh and Eric Kramer upgrade from Leaf and Whalehan at quarterback. They can do things. Warren Sapp, boy, is there any backfield that he can't penetrate? Fox Eagles coming up. And the Seahawks and Mike Holmgren go into Chicago to try to beat the Bears. Let me see here, huh? Cumin. Huh? That's pretty good. Good, yes, but if you want great, you serve it in a hollowed sourdough bread bowl, topped with just a dollop of sour cream. Hunker down, you hairy dogs! Dollop.
Sourdough.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers bring a defense and a questionable offense into Philadelphia with a questionable offense for sure. Trent Dilfer, doink, ball snapped off his helmet. At least Trent knocks it out of bounds. Now he and Tony Mayberry talk about what went wrong. And you know what? At this point, it's a 7-5 game. Now it's 13-5. Doug Peterson. Oh, man. Donnie Abraham does not let Kevin Turner get out of bounds. Tick, tick, tick. The Eagles rushed the field goal team on the field except for one problem. Norm Johnson, oh, reliable. It wasn't there. He kicks on the run. It's no good. Holder Doug Peterson at the end of the half for Andy Reid says, Norm, look. 13-5 at the half. Donovan McNabb, after Peterson hurt, makes his NFL debut. Meet Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp at the interior tackle spot. Watch him get double-teamed by the guard and the tackle, and look at him muscle his way through and come with the club over the top on Donovan McNabb.
The score is still 13-5. The Bucs cannot put it away, but Dilfer, the little swing to Mike Allstott. You're in good hands with Allstott. Extra point in true Bucs offensive fashion failed. So the Bucs win at 19-5. This is kind of a blackjack game, Tommy. The dealer had a face card showing, hit me. I got 16, hit me. But you know what? Warren Sapp at 3.5 sacks, the Bucs at 9 overall.
Yeah, and that defense, 4 first downs given up in week 1, 9 given up, single-digit first downs given up. This offense starts playing well. This defense will play even better.
Yeah, they play Denver. They get Minnesota. They get Green Bay coming up. Dilfer threw for 89 yards. Seahawks at the Bears. Glenn Foley going for the injured John Kitna. And Mike Holmgren has beaten Chicago 10 straight times. Foley, well, showed some rust. Looking for Derek Mays. No. Maybe Willie Mays could have made a basket catch. Late in the first quarter, Foley to Sean Dawkins. No. Foley, though, with a lot of time, it wasn't his fault.
Well, you take a look at the offensive line, and you got a 4-man rush here, and look at the little simple stunt they run. Actually, that's 5 coming from the bottom of the screen on the outside, but the pressure coming from the interior off the stunt. Little switch outside with the tackle in the end. 3 guys release the ends to the outside. They put the pressure on the quarterback.
Brian Robinson, both of those plays as the Seahawks, 27 total net yards in the first half. Seahawks score early, 4 to make it 13-7. Chicago pump fake, and then he hits matinee idol Fabian Bad to the bones. Touchdown, and the Seahawks have led for the first time 14-13. The Shane Matthews band needs another hit. Matthews completes to Marcus Robinson. Ants marching. Brian Goins warming up, hoping for a chance. Matthews to Robinson, 25 yards. After one more play, tough 48-yard field goal to win the game, down 14-13. Brian Goins, gone. Just slides by to the right. Mike Holmgren to win it for the first time as Seahawks head coach, but it didn't come easy against the man that used to coach under him. Very classy Dick Geron. Chicago is an interesting team, but he added it all up. Holmgren has beaten the Bears 11 straight times, and in the end, Foley threw for 283 yards. When we return, Cordell Stewart. Steelers try to win again on the road at Baltimore. Jags, Panthers, mismatch on paper. Would it be on the field?
Dad, EJ, $170 million. That's a record. Think it's going to change you?
Absolutely not. E.J. Tucker's never been about money. E.J. Tucker's never played for money, and money will not change E.J. Tucker, not one iota.
Say,
Is that a Bud Light?
oh, yeah, it's last one.
Oh, yeah? What do you say I give you $1 million for?
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light.
What do you want for that watch?
What's up, Glow Boy? You need to make a call?
Oh,
You don't need any change. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. Yeah, 1-800-COLLECT. You can save $1 or $2. Go ahead, try it. Don't mention it. Just tell all your buddies. Tourists. 1-800-COLLECT. Save $1 or $2.
So I'm doing a little channel surfing, and I land on Animal Planet. It's TV that'll reach out and grab you.
It's got action, adventure,
Drama,
comedy with an animal twist. Now that's big. It's what everyone's going to be talking about tomorrow around the watering hole. They've got great shows like The Crocodile Hunter. You watch it once and it pulls you in. On Animal Planet, anything can happen. That's the one I want.
Steelers, winners in Cleveland last week, go to AFC Central rival Baltimore. New head coach Brian Billick looking for his first win as head coach. Well, it's going to be tough with Scott Mitchell. His ball is tipped by Deshae Townsend into the hands of Dwayne Washington for the interception at the Ravens' 35-yard line. First and goal, the Ravens, Cordell Stewart. Draw plays, running time, having fun.
Yeah, I think Cordell Stewart using the tools, God-given tools that he has.
8 rushes, 51 yards, 7-0 Steelers. Mitchell throws for Jermaine Lewis, but Dwayne Washington with the second interception of the game. Mitchell pulled 7 of 16, 48 yards and 2 picks. Stoney Case won 2 preseason games with last-minute touchdown passes. With the Ravens down 20-13, Case, who did not play at all last year, and he was in the NFL, but he didn't get in there. He took Justin Armour, 26 yards to the 46. Then Case to the missile, Qadri Ismail, 19-yard touchdown, 1:22 to go. We're tied at 20. But Will Blackwell with a big kickoff return. You just hate to see that. You tie the game and your special teams falter. So Blackwell sets up for Bill Cowher. Chris Brown. Not Charlie Brown, because Lucy would have pulled the ball, but hey, Tommy, a new kicker and the ball went right through.
Doesn't bother the new kickers.
The K-ball is good. Brown 5 for 5 kicking field goals this season. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, after a losing season, non-playoff year for Bill Cowher, go 2-0 as now they come home next week. Meanwhile, moving on, Jags, Panthers. Jags clobbered the San Francisco 49ers. The Panthers, well, their ex-coach was Dom Capers, now defensive coordinator of Jacksonville. On paper, looked like a mismatch, Tom, but Steve Berline to Muhsin Muhammad. And he fights off that Donovan Darius for a touchdown at the end, 60 yards.
Yeah, and Carnell Lake will not often mistime this play, makes a great play on the ball. You see it go right through his hands. Great play by Muhsin Muhammad and the quarterback Berline.
14-6 Panthers at the half. Good first half for Berline. Fred Taylor left the game after a first drive. Slight hamstring pull, but all good teams have quality backups, and this is James Littleman Stewart. Look at him. It's a wonderful run. 44 yards. Second touchdown of the game for Stewart, who had a big game. 22-14, the Jaguars against George Seifert. But Seifert's new charges come back. Just over a minute to go at the 35. Berline to Muhammad, and watch the play he makes. Beautiful. He's in. 3 plays later. Second and goal, 36 to go. Berline rolls right. His best receiver is Wesley Walls. Touchdown, 22-20. So obviously, the Panthers are going to go for 2 to try to force overtime. And what happens? Berline forces it to Walls. Lonnie Kmartz is there for the blue light special.
Now, you think about everything that goes on this play. It's thrown a little bit too hard. He doesn't wait until the receiver gets into the end zone, and he throws it directly to the linebacker. It's a play that has to be timed up better than what we just saw.
Yeah, George Seifert was, they almost pulled the big upset. I had a feeling the Jags would struggle here, but the Jaguars, they go 2-0. They beat the Panthers 22-20. As little man Stewart ran for 124 yards. And coming off a big San Francisco win, you had a feeling that they might tiptoe here.
Well, the mentality of this football team is going to be important as the season goes on. They're going to hear about how good they are. The schedule is very conducive to them going very deep into the playoffs. So you can't start thinking about how good you are. You have to come out, and I think Tom Coughlin will take care of that. You have to come out and play every game as if it's the San Francisco 49ers, and then you won't have a problem.
But the key thing is to not play your best and still win games. And the Jaguars
can do that.
Are 2-0. When we return on this edition of NFL Primetime, Colts-Patriots, what a big game this was in the AFC East. The Dolphins try to continue their Monday Night Magic at home Sunday against the Cardinals.
Whoa! A constrictor knot with a midshipman's hitch.
What?
That's quality work.
On train! Hurry!
That's the problem these days. Everybody's rushing.
Wow, that's a constrictor knot with a midshipman's hitch.
There's just no stopping a frost-brewed Coors Light.
Maybe the most impressive job week one, Miami going into Denver and winning by 17 in a game that really wasn't that close. Jake the Snake Plummer hurt his thumb last week in a come-from-behind win at Philadelphia. Plummer rolling right. Did the thumb bother him, or was it just Dolphin defense? Zach Thomas, big play, Tom.
Yeah, Zach Thomas was playing the flat. He faded back to the corner of the end zone. Plummer never saw him when he threw the football.
Second quarter tied at 6. Marino is going to dump pass. The ball looked like it was tipped. Rob Frederickson picks it off, and look right here. Boom! Andre Wadsworth clobbered big guy Kevin Gogan, 13-6. The Cardinals on top of the miscue. Cecil the Diesel. Cecil Collins takes the handoff. We've heard a lot about him, Tom. He can move it.
Yeah, and you look at his quickness through the hole. You're going to see another play here. When Cecil Collins gets the football, he is moving forward. Watch him here. Look at the cuts, but he stays on the move. He's shearing off the first tackler. That means driving right through him. He has the speed to get into the secondary.
15 carries, 45 yards for Collins. Marino to Troy Drayton, 10-yard touchdown. Later in the same drive, tied it at 13. Second half turnovers plagued both teams, tied at 16. Plummer, flea flicker. But Sam Madison dollies it on an ill-advised throw, sets up a field goal. It's going to be 19-16 Miami. Fourth quarter, same score. O.J. McDuffie, a little tightrope. Hey, I'm going in. No, you're not. Nice play by Tommy Bennett. Kwame Lassiter, the Swami's cousin, recovers for Arizona. But it's Sam Madison with his second dolly of the game. Pick stopping another Arizona drive. Teams combined for 7 turnovers. 19-16 still, under 2 to go. Plummer to Rob Moore. Flag is thrown. Sam Madison.
Yeah, interference call on their cornerbacks, but as long as you're going to play aggressive defense, your corners have to be aggressive on the outside. They're going to get a few of those calls.
3 plays later, Dolphins. Defense comes in. Not a trace left of Jake Plummer because Trace Armstrong makes the sack. 4th down and 26. Plummer just heaving it, hoping. Brock Marion picks it off, and on a day when even Jimmy had his hair flustered just a little bit. Miami now off a big win. Them too struggled, but they get the win on a day in which they didn't play their best. They win it by the count of 19-16 with 4 interceptions. The Cards offense did not score a touchdown.
25 carries in the running game for the Miami Dolphins usually translates into victory. They had 31 today. That's Jimmy Johnson football.
Wow. So elsewhere in the AFC East, the winner of the Colts, the surprising Colts and the Patriots, would be 2-0. The Colts won only 3 games last year. Starvin Marvin Harrison had a big game last week. Could he do it again? Receiving the balls from Peyton Manning. And look at the play that Harrison just torches Tyler. They fought the law, and the Colts won 42 yards, 7-0 Indianapolis. Next Colt possession. Harrison again on the slant in front of Law. 14-0 Colts. What's going on here, Tom?
Well, take a look at this play. You're going to see, look at the pump fake right there. Ty Law bites up on the fake. Here's another angle of it. You see Law with his head in the backfield. Allows Marvin Harrison to get by him and get down the sideline.
And then here's the next one, Tommy. The move.
You can't line up in the end zone,
right,
10 yards off the receiver and let him catch the ball in front of you.
So it was 21-0. It was 28-7 Indy at the half. It's now Manning rolling out, but it's a fumble. Law comes back to make the hit on Marcus Pollard. Ball is loose. Pete Carroll's team has the football. With the score 28-14, the Patriots go play action. Ben Wintercoats wide open, 4 yards, 28-21. Next Colt play again. It's Law making a big play here, knocking the ball down against Marvin Harrison, forcing a punt. Ensuing Patriots drive. Bledsoe, who at times looked horrible, but boy, when he gets in a rhythm, he's as good as it gets. Hits Coach 7 yards. We're tied at 28. 2:40 to go. Edgerrin James with the spin. He had a 100-yard day, but lucky to Bucky Jones from New Britain, Connecticut. Strips the ball. Brandon Mitchell falls on it. Patriots ball. Adam Vinatieri tries to win it. He does win it. 26-yard field goal. So down 28-7. The New England Patriots roar back. Bledsoe came on big time, threw for 299. Terry Allen ran for 74. Glenn caught 7 balls, despite a 100-yard day for Harrison and 118 yards for Edgerrin James. I think we learned a lot about both teams here.
Well, we did. I think the New England Patriots are a team that knows how to win. They're keyed by their quarterback. Edgerrin James is going to get better and better and better, but he learned some lessons today that can only be learned by carrying the football.
The 99 Colts reminded me of the 88 Buffalo Bills built by Bill Polian. Pretty good skill players, very organized, but they'll have to lose some of these games before they learn to win all of them. They're a team on its way. Well, the last 7 games against the Colts, Drew Bledsoe has now thrown 16 touchdown passes and only 1 interception. Pretty good reason why the Patriots are 7-0 against the vastly improved Indianapolis Colts.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the official card of the NFL. Log on to ESPN.com for more Inside the Numbers.
When we return, Brett Favre, hero last week, at a big comeback. Could he lead the Packers in Detroit, a place that's always tough for him in the pack? Raiders, Vikings. Randy Moss against Charles Woodson. Pretty good.
Come on.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy.
Take that.
Encouragement.
Take that.
Don't let him beat you, KG.
Yeah. Come on, Kevin. Watch it. Brandy's in the house. What?
What's up with the shirt? Come on, man.
I will never let good interfere with great.
I will do more than what's expected.
I will not always have the solution, but I will always find it.
Я работаю в банке JP Morgan.
I work for JP Morgan.
I work for JP Morgan.
Hi, and welcome to NFL Game Day 2000. Bill Dwyer here with Matt, Soft Rock Vescursion.
First to New England, where Keyshawn tiptoes past Ty Law. When you look this good, you should have mirrors on the ceiling.
I do. To Minnesota, where Robert Smith won't need a new clock this Christmas because thanks to Warren Sapp, he just got his clean.
And in Pittsburgh, Bettis tells Darren Woodson, hi, my name's Jerome. I'm 5'11", 243, and enjoy taking long runs into the end zone.
I'm Bill. He's Matt. Please don't forget to call us for all your bachelorette party needs.
The new Toyota Tundra's I-Force V8 out-accelerates all other full-size trucks in its class, even while towing. So we went out looking and tested against any truck that tows. Period. We're still searching. The new full-size Toyota Tundra. Have we gone too far, or have others not gone far enough?
Well, certainly when you sized up the NFC Central, a team with so many playoff contenders, Detroit with no Barry Sanders and an injured in Week 1 Herman Moore, you figured the Detroit Lions, despite their win last week, would really have very little chance, especially when they play the Packers. That's why they play the game. Brett Favre, hero last week, bought 12-26 since he's been with Green Bay on turf, 5 losses in Detroit. Charlie Batch to David Sloan across the middle, and Leroy Butler just can't come up with him. 74 yards, and the Lions lead it 14-3 at home.
Classic pattern against cover 2 where the safeties are going to split the football field. You're looking for the linebackers to get as deep as they can. Bernardo Harris, the linebacker, sees he gets about 17 to 18 deep, but you see the tight end, David Sloan, get in behind him. That's an easy score.
This stadium has seen so many of these moments, Tom. Tony Semple down. We've seen Mike Utley and Reggie Brown in the preseason here, but Semple gets up. They want to cart him off. He says, no, I'm off with a dislocated elbow. I'm walking off. It was sighs of relief and a standing ovation, and it really fired up everybody in Detroit. Well, Bryant Westbrook was out. Remember that, because here's Dorsey Levens going up the middle for a 2-yard touchdown, and the Packers lead 15-14. Green Bay then kicks off. Terry Fair. Look, and I want you to watch Corey Bradford. Tom, how fast is he?
Pretty fast.
Wow, he flags Fair down, but it was 91-yard return down to the 8. So the Packers lead by 1. The big kickoff return sets Batch up. and Charlie dives into the end zone. They go for two, don't get it, 20-15. 23-15, 2:01 left. Favre to Dorsey Levens, and he runs hard, Tom.
Yeah, Dorsey Levens always getting that extra 5-6 yards, just like he did a couple of years ago.
4th and 2, Favre broken up by Robert Bailey. The reason we showed you Westbrook out of the game is that Bailey had to come in to play for him. Bailey makes the play, and the Detroit Lions are 2-0. They've beaten Green Bay 6 of the last 8 times in the Silverdome, winning 23-15 on this afternoon, despite all the offensive numbers going to the Packers.
Yeah, and again, we talk about the positive yards in the rushing game for the Detroit Lions, creating good situations for the quarterback.
So the Lions have gone 2-0. Last week, the Oakland Raiders almost won at Lambeau against Green Bay. They have the toughest start this season at Green Bay and at Minnesota. Randy Moss against Charles Woodson. If you're a football fan, you'll love this. Randall lobs it. Moss, one-handed grab, flag thrown. What do you think, Tom?
Well, they talk about pass interference. This is the call I'd like to see disappear from the football field. It's great coverage by Woodson. It's a greater catch by Randy Moss. Let the guys play football.
So the Vikings, what is this? Not the Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower play. We all stand around. Leroy Horde loses 6 yards. Field goal Vikes. Dennis Green's team up 10-6 at the half. Rich Loose Gannon leads a Raider comeback to James Jett. He can fly. 9-yard touchdown, 13-10 for John Gruden. And after another field goal, 16-10, Gannon, he can run. Quarterback draw, 22-10. The Raiders go for 2 and don't make it. Late third quarter, Vikings next play. Cunningham. I still think it's Chuck Foreman out of the backfield, 44. Charles Woodson strips it. Ball is loose. The Raiders recover. But wait, Dennis Green's about to push the appeal button, but on the field, Tom, they say no. The Raiders are out of bounds, so now John Gruden says, I want to appeal this, and he did.
And you watch Anthony Newman's foot right there as he touches the ball, left foot on the line. Everything that happens after that, move point, ball is officially out of bounds.
So the call stands. The Vikings maintain possession. Cunningham to Jake Reed. Same drive, but it's early 4th at the touchdown. 22-17. And new offensive coordinator Ray Sherman hoping that the Vikes can crank it up. Still same score. Cunningham to Anthony Glover. It's short of a first down on 4th and 10 with 7 minutes to go. Raiders ball. Next play. Tyrone Wheatley looked good here for 16 yards. But then Wheatley becomes chaff, because Tony Williams is going to make the hit. It's a fumble. Vikings recover, and you figure here they go with their offensive juggernaut. But with 3:40 to go on the next play, Cunningham. Look at Russell Maryland and Chuck Osborne. Raiders had 6 sacks, Tom, today.
Yeah, that defensive line, when I talk to their coaching staff, they say we play to the strength of our team. That's it.
And then Cunningham's pass is going to be knocked down by Greg Biekert on 3rd and 12. They would punt. They'd only get the ball for a 90-yard Hail Mary late. I got to tell you something, folks. 2 straight weeks, the Oakland Raiders have played outstanding defense. This time it results in a win. They go in and beat the Vikings 22-17 in 2 weeks at Green Bay and at Minnesota. The Raiders, 7 takeaways and 9 sacks. And what's more amazing is the Minnesota Vikings, Tom, team that averaged over 34 points a game last year, has scored in 2 games 34 points.
The 2 straight weeks, we can continue that theme. And I think when people watch this offense, they're going to wonder what's wrong. They're going to talk about the new coordinator. But when you look statistically, what this team is not doing now is running the football. 34 yards rushing today. That translated into the pressure on Randall Cunningham. If you can't be balanced, then the defensive line, especially if it's a strong defensive line like the Raiders, going to tee off on the quarterback.
The Raiders have earned their home opener next week. That was the toughest start in the NFL, and they come away pretty much unscathed at 1-1 with 2 good games played. When we return, the 49ers own the Saints. Certainly, this would be no problem on this afternoon, right? And, the Broncos have pretty much owned the Chiefs lately. Certainly, this would be no problem either. That's why they played.
You sure? Yeah, I'm sorry too.
Honey, I tried every locksmith in the city and they won't take a check.
Consider the Visa check card. It automatically deducts from your checking account everywhere Visa's accepted, so you can get what you need.
What are you doing in there?
Nothing. And get on with life. Visa check card. It's everywhere you want to be.
Kenny and I never compare statistics.
Or Super Bowls.
That way we can drink our Miller Lights without arguing. Right, Mr. Fewer career touchdown passes than me?
Right, Mr. Never Been to the Big One.
We only talk about why Miller Lite tastes great.
It's the choice hops.
No, Snake. Miller Lite tastes great because it's smooth. But let's not fight.
Yeah, you're right. Let's be friends.
Table ready for Mr. I don't have as many passing yards to stand Fouts?
Hey, that's you.
Miller Lite. Taste the true Pilsner.
49ers, 9-3 lifetime against Mike Ditka. 5 of those wins by shutout. Steve Mariucci has not lost a regular season game at home, but after last week's skunking, they need a big performance. And Steve Young down. And look at Garner picked the ball up off Steve Young's chest for an 11-yard game. Oh, those tricky Niners. 2 plays later from the Saints 5. Young, mid-first quarter to Terrell Owens. Touchdown. It's going to be business as usual. San Francisco leads the Saints, who come in 1-0, 7-0. But Mike Ditka says, you know what? Not so fast. Billy Joe Hobart at times can move the ball. He's looking for Eddie Kennison. He's got him. 2-yard touchdown. We're tied at 7-all.
Classic play in the West Coast offense, run on the team that invented it. You're going to see R.W. McQuarters go into motion. Eddie Kennison comes back, runs right to the front corner of the end zone. The corner has a hard time getting back, got to flatten out sooner to get to the play, touchdown.
Ricky Williams with a game-time 14-0 in the third quarter, gains 14. Ricky, 22 carries for 80 yards on this afternoon. He got stronger as the game went on. Billy Joe Hobart tries to be a hero. He is. Lawrence Dawsey, touchdown, and the Saints lead in San Francisco 21-14. 4.5 to go fourth quarter. Young just hammered by Chris Hewitt. They call roughing the passer for an automatic first down. 4 plays later, 4th and 12. Incomplete to Jerry Rice. Steve Mariucci challenges to referee Phil Luckett. And let's look at it again. And you know what, Tom? They review it, and they call it a catch. They overturn it.
Good catch. Good
challenge
catch by Jerry.
Keeps the drive alive. It was a 4th down play. 3 plays later, 2:09 to go. Young. The Heroes together last year against Green Bay. Touchdown. We're tied at 21-all. Saints next possession. Hobart picked off by Lance Shunters. He knows something. Lance Shunters from
Hofstra.
Looking to make the move, and he could go all the way. Hogan, 28-21, the Niners. So the Saints had a shot at the end, but the 49ers beat the Saints 28-21 and narrowly dodged, going 0-2 to start the season. Young threw for 258 yards. The Saints sacked him 5 times. So the Niners don't start 0-2. Could the Broncos avoid an 0-2 start? Kansas City has won their last 10 straight opening games, although this is a new head coach, Gunther Cunningham. It's a nasty robbery. Ed McCaffrey, Chris Dishman. Even though Dishman wasn't there, the poke in the eyes. Penalty Dishman. Elvis Gerback looks down the middle. But it's Eric Brown, a tip by Tyron Braxton, caught by Tony Gonzalez. Unbelievable. 6-3. Kansas City leads at the half. First drive of the third quarter. Terrell Davis hits a fumble, and Dishman recovers for Kansas City. Kansas City ball. Next play for the Chiefs. Gerback is going to go play action here, Tom, to Derek Alexander.
And you see the nice play action fake. Kansas City ran the ball very well today. So the play action pass draws the safeties up. Corners have no help. And there you see Dale Carter isolated on the outside. 4th and goal from the Chiefs 1. Tony Richardson. It's a touchdown. And Gunther Cunningham liked it. It's 13-3 for Kansas City at home in a raucous Arrowhead. Gerback hit by one-time Chief Neil Smith. Ball loose. Trevor Price up with a Denver ball down 16-3. So, can Terrell Davis punch it in? Yes, sir. 16-10. Here come the Broncos. Late in the 4th, Bubby Brister for Brian Greasy comes in. Greasy 11 of 16 for 107. Brister looks downfield. Picked off in double coverage by Eric Warfield. Broncos' chances die. Greasy, Brister, Broncos start 0-2, and the Chiefs are 11 for their last 11 in home openers. And Tommy, in this game, Kimball Andrews, 22 carries for 142 yards. Got to stop the run. Well, we talk about the question being defensing the run, and if they don't defense the run, then you take Terrell Davis out of the football game. And the way that Brian Greasy played Monday night, I said he's going to go through his growing pains. I don't know that you can depend on him to throw 3 TDs, no interceptions. I think this is more typical of the game you're going to see from Brian Greasy as he begins to grow as a quarterback. There are 30. The Broncos are the 34th defending champ, obviously, in the Super Bowl, to swing into action, okay? So, obviously, 33 defending champs.
Only 4 of them have started 0-2. The Broncos with a new quarterback. The 93 Cowboys, remember, Emmett was a holdout. By the way, they won the Super Bowl. The 87 Giants and 82 Niners were strike years. The Broncos, not a list they expected or hoped to be on. When we return, the Browns going to get worse? Well, Tim Couch trying to get off the seat at Tennessee.
Today's Sports Century Classic Moment is brought to you by Wheaties.
In his 13th and final season, Chicago Bears running back Walter Payton scores his 107th career rushing touchdown, breaking Jim Brown's record in a win over the Tampa Bay Bucks.
He was relentless in the fact that he just didn't go down easy, you know, and if it was between you and the sideline, you better be ready, because it was going to be you. He wasn't going to the sideline. I don't think I've ever seen anybody run like that before.
September 20th, 1987.
Every kid knows if you want to make the big leagues, you better eat your Wheaties. And every dad should know whole grain Wheaties may help prevent cancer. Numerous studies confirm a low-fat diet rich in whole grain foods like Wheaties may reduce the risk of certain cancers. So when he does make the big leagues, you'll be in the front row. 100% whole grain Wheaties, a champion in the fight against cancer.
The Cleveland Browns, can't get any worse than their week 1, and they're going with their youngster Tim Couch in Tennessee at the Adelphia Coliseum. And Couch, he's rolled by Samari Roll and Eddie Robinson, a sack, safety, 2-0 Titans. But Tommy, in their 6th quarter, the Browns are on the board. Phil Dawson, 41-yard field goal. First point scored by a Cleveland team since 1995, which brings us back to 1955. The NFL Championship game. Lou the Toe Gross. You know what? I'm going to give Lou this field goal today in honor of so many of the Browns, the old-time Browns and Browns fans. That Couch shows the flashes, Tom.
Well, head coach Chris Palmer loves his poise in the pocket. He likes to throw the deep ball. Here he's going to hit Kevin Johnson, and look where he puts this football. So he puts a lot of air under it, allows it to drop into the receiver. He is going to be a solid quarterback in this league.
39-yard touchdown. But Neil O'Donnell starting in place of the injured Steve McNair, which he'll do for about a month and a half. And look at the catch by Yancey's Thigpen. 26-9. O'Donnell and the Titans win. O'Donnell 31 of 40 for 310 yards. Eddie George ran for almost 100 yards in this game. Counts 12 of 24 for $134. The Titans 2-0 going to Jacksonville next week to face another 2-0 team in the AFC Central.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT. Log on to ESPN.com to vote for your Primetime Player.
Warren Sapp gets my game ball, Tommy. He had 3.5 sacks today. The Bucs, 9 sacks on the day in 2 games. They've given up 257 yards and 13 first down. Sapp, Bucs defense, my game ball.
And my game ball goes to Stephen Davis of the Washington Redskins. Those 3 touchdowns came in the first quarter of the football game. The 126 yards allowed him to control the clock. He gave this football team great balance offensively.
Through the Sunday day games in week 2, Tommy, underdogs 21 favored 6. I give that not as a Swami statistic, but as an illustration of how wild this season has come out of the garage.
Well, I think we've seen some changes at the quarterback position, and a lot of those teams that were on top, namely the teams, the Vikings, the Broncos, we'll find out about Atlanta, those teams aren't playing the same kind of football.
It is different, and it's still summer. For Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching NFL Primetime.
The Cowboys and the Falcons, thanks for joining us. America's Georgia, a town divided tonight. Dan Reeves versus Chan Gailey, each former America's High quarterbacks. Reeves was even Gailey's coach in Little League. But Gailey didn't always seem so sure he wanted to be a coach. On a crucial 3rd down nearly 3 decades ago during a tight game against Mary Persons High, America's coach Jimmy Hightower asked Gailey if he wanted to throw short for a first down, punt, or go for it all, to which Gailey responded, "I ain't making that decision. That's what they pay you for." That's why they pay Hightower's pupils now, both of them, by the way. By the way, Americas went for it all and made it. Tony Graziani, not from Americas, starting in place of the injured Chris Chandler, and on the first play from scrimmage, deep into the Reeves playbook, and Chris Callaway dropped a sure touchdown for the Falcons, and just 2 plays later, it would really bite them in the fanny. Graziani finds Dexter Coakley, who's a Cowboy, and he's going the other way. Turning on the speed, nearly stepping in there, gets it down to the 10. That led to a Richie Cunningham field goal. Graziani 5 of 12 to 79 yards in the first half. Still in the first quarter, as if losing Chandler's not bad enough. You can't have Jamal Anderson go down. Tried to bounce outside and his right knee buckles. Jamal holding that knee, and it looked ugly. Chandler watching with that bad hamstring. Take another look at this thing. Anderson, no contact again. We've seen a lot of these injuries like this in the NFL. Jamal was down on the field for a while. He would walk off, x-rays negative. They're calling it a sprained right knee, but he would not return to this ball game. Still in the first quarter, the Cowboys would take control. 2nd and 4 on their own 43, and there goes Emmett. Off right tackle, Emmett showing the old stuff, picking up the first down, picked up 14. Same drive, Aikman finding Rocket Ismail, the hero against Washington, and look at that move, just knifing through the Falcons secondary. Ismail, though, would sprain his left shoulder on the play. He would come back to the game. 3 plays later, you know who you give it to. Emmett, career touchdown number 127, and Dan Reeves down 10-zip at the half. Second half, Falcons struggling again. 3rd and 1 in the 24. Graziani has some time, can find no one. Buys more time, got a great block on the corner, but gave up the pill. Got hit by Greg Ellis. Alonzo Spellman recovers. Aikman would take over from there and give it to Emmett. Emmett would ask to keep the ball as he passed Tony Dorsett for 4th on the all-time rushing list with that run. Graziani not happy, down 17-0. Emmett getting a nice hug from Darryl Johnson, 108 yards, couple of touchdowns for Emmett on the night. But the Falcons would insert Danny Cannell into the game. He's trying to get them back late. About a minute left, down 17-7, and Greg Ellis caused a fumble. Now he got the interception, and you see why he was a high draft pick. Defensive lineman turning on the speed in his 2nd year. 87 yards, he would bring it back. Dallas goes on to win the thing 24-7. Dallas last started 2-0 in 1995. You might recall they won the Super Bowl that year. It is the Falcons' 9th straight loss on Monday night. That is a new record. The last time they won, Carter was in the White House. Bartkowski was under center. Emmett, 29, 108, and a couple of touches that we mentioned. And again, want to emphasize Jamal Anderson, sprained right knee, and those x-rays were negative.
Our resident backup quarterback, Sean Salisbury, joins us now. And Sean, it seemed like Dan Reeves wanted to open up the playbook just a little bit right in the early going, just to see if Tony Graziani could get something going, maybe to get his confidence level up where it should be.
It's important, Dan, when you go on the road to make big plays early, and that's what they try to do. When Reeves digs into his bag of tricks, these aren't gimmicks. These are plays he's trying to hit for big touchdowns. Let me break this down. The first play from scrimmage, check this out now. Look how they get all the line of scrimmage. Everybody makes it look like run and seals them off. You watch the linebackers even flow. If the linemen will keep their rear ends down, makes it look like run. Now look at this. Got this right here. Sell and run on the safety. A great job by Callaway to make him bite. Nice pitch back. Graziani makes a nice toss and throw. Perfect pitch and catch. But no, the drop, as you'll see here, Mathis coming over, gets his hand in the way up here and impedes Callaway's vision and stops and breaks up the play. When you go on the road, and you're the underdog and you're playing without your starting quarterback and eventually without your starting running back, you have got to do something special, and they couldn't do that tonight, Dan, and they ended up losing 24-7. You got to help your quarterback out, though, with that catch.
Yeah, and as if that drop by Callaway didn't dent his confidence. 2 plays later, he throws the pick. But did you see something out of Graziani that makes you think that maybe if he has to go next week, the Falcons are in good hands?
Well, yeah, you know what? He did some good things, Dan, but the one thing, and all young quarterbacks gets his first start on Monday Night Football, is that they watch where they're throwing the ball. They eyeball their receiver. I want you to watch this now from start to finish, how his eyes go right. Here you're going to see right here, look at his head. Still there, looking right at where he's going to throw it. Still later in his drop, head again, staring right at Coakley. Coakley has to do nothing but stand in the lane, make the interception, and go to the house. A tendency for young quarterbacks to do that. And here's some of the good things he did. He's a very good improviser. Takes him to the left, runs to his left. The left-hander makes a nice throw to Callaway down the field. They needed to do a little bit more of that tonight to give him a chance with those speed to break the pocket, especially without Anderson. Here is a designed rollout. Watch how they hook here on the end to allow him to get outside to make the nice sidearm throw. He is better when he can get out of the pocket. This is not a pocket passer. His interception came from the pocket tonight, Dan. And he's a backup quarterback, and I'm a backup, and it's nice to have you on the set tonight being a backup sports center guy now.